Hello students, today we are going to discuss class 7 chapter number 1 nutrition in plants. In both the previous video I had informed you about first of all what is autotrophic nutrition. Before autotrophic nutrition I had informed you about the nutritions, after then autotrophic nutrition. In the autotrophic nutrition plants comes and plants process photosynthesis, and after then why photosynthesis is important for the world, and after that I had told you about the heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition, the mode of nutrition in which living organism depend on another living organism, is called heterotrophic nutrition. There are four types of heterotrophic nutrition: parasitic plants, saprophytic plants, insectivorous plants, and symbiotic plants. And I had informed you about some other things also, but let us clear these four things. What is parasitic plants, what is saprophytic plants, what is insectivorous plants, and what is symbiotic plants. Let us start with parasitic plants. Can you tell me what is parasitic? What is the meaning of para and citic? Let us start. Para means others and citic means dependent. A living organism which depend on other organism is called parasitic. Right? So the non-green plants which live on other living organisms and obtain their food from them are called parasitic plants. Means it is not having chlorophyll because it's not a green plant. And these green plants are dependent on, these non-green plants are dependent on any other green plant. So that green plants give them nutrition, and this type of plants are called parasitic plants. A living organism from which a parasite derives is called host. You may have seen in the mango trees that there are some, just like a gold tree, human beings are having gold tree because of lack of iodine in the neck they are having. Similarly, in the mango tree you will see a big host are there, and that host are especially not getting nutrition directly. That mango trees gives the nutrition to that host. Similarly, it is if any living organism which cannot produce, especially plants, not any living organism, or plants which are not having greenish part, and if they are not able to produce their nutrition, so that type of plants are called host. Okay. Now, some common parasite plants are cascata or dodder plants, that is also called emerald, and this parasite produces yellow tubular structure which attach themselves to a plant with a wrap around them and branches. First of all, I would like to tell you, these are all the plants. The parasitic plants are two types of, partially and totally. Partially parasitic plants means non-green plants which produce their half nutritions by themselves, and for half nutritions they are dependent on another green plants. So that type of plants are called partially parasite plants. And some plants which are totally dependent on another green plant, that plant is called totally parasites. Examples, yesterday I had informed you about the mistletoe, and after then I had told you about dendron plants also, and few examples right now also I am giving to you. The few examples of this are cascata or astoria. These are the few plants which do not produce their own food. Now let's come to the second point, is saprophytic plants. What is the meaning of saprophytic? Sapro means decaying matter and phytos means plants. A plant which is depending on dead body or dead plant's body, so they can get the nutrition and they can do their growth and development. So that type of plant is called saprophytic plant. Saprophytic plants means a plant which get nutrition from the dead or decaying parts, so they can grow and they can develop. The examples of these saprophyte plants I am giving you, like mushroom. Mushroom is a saprophyte which get nutrition from the dead and decaying. Next is our insectivorous plants. Can you tell me what is insectivorous? It is also known as carnivorous plant. The plants which get nutrition from the insects. Venus flytrap is an example of insectivorous plant. This plant get nutrition from the insects. As Venus flytrap just spread its mouth, as the insects come inside it, they again close their mouth and they get nutrition from that insects, and after sucking the blood they throw out that insect and they get nutrition from this insect. So this type of plant is called insectivorous plants. And the last one is symbiotic plants. Can you tell me what is the meaning of symbiotic plants? First of all, I would like to tell you, Plants which live in association with other plants and share shelter and nutrients are called symbiotic plants, and this process is called symbiotic association or relationship. You may have heard about that sharing. Sharing is caring, as you know very well. As one plant share their nutrition with another plant, and same that another plants also share the nutrition with that plant which is giving them nutrition. So they are sharing their nutrition with each other. So this type of sharing nutritions is called symbiotic, and the relationship is called symbiotic relationship of the plants. Can you name any plants which are sharing? I'm telling you some of the examples like lichens and some of the root of the trees, fungus. They all are sharing their nutrition. As you will see in the roots of the tree, some of the fungus, some of the bacteria are there. They take nitrogens from the root of the plants, or they give the all the nutrients which are present in the soil to the plant. So they both are sharing their nutrition, and they are living and they are growing. So this type of plants are called symbiotic plants. Now I will tell you the most important points of this chapter, that is life process. What is life process? The basic functions which allow living organism to live in the earth is called life process. Second is nutrition, the process of taking food in our body, and the utilizations of food in our body is called nutrition. Two type of nutrition: autotrophic nutrition and heterotrophic nutrition. Autotrophs means organism which prepare their own food, and heterotrophs means which are dependent on another living organism. Photosynthesis is a process by which plants prepare their own food with the help of sunlight and chlorophyll, water, and carbon dioxide. Now I am moving towards the parasitic plants, the non-green plants which live on the earth and depending on the another living organism is called parasitic plants. Host, the living organism from which the parasites derive its food is called host. And saprophytic plants, the plants which live and feed on the dead and decaying organism is called saprophyte plants. Insectivorous plants, the plants which eat insects are called insectivorous plants. Symbiotic plants, plants which live in association with other plants and share shelter and nutrition are called symbiotic plants. Now, food is required to perform all the basic life process. Autotrophic and heterotrophic are the two modes of nutrition. Now let's go ahead after getting all these things. Now just suppose that if all these bacteria are dead, so they just go into the soil and they give nutrition back to the soil. So remember, dear students, in this whole chapter there are only the main two things, that is autotrophic nutrition, heterotrophic nutrition. In the autotrophic nutrition, how do plants do the process of photosynthesis? You may have seen that green plants have leaves. On the back side of the leaves you will see the small tiny pores present on it, that is called stomata. And as in this stomata you will see the guard cells are present, the opening and closing of the guard cells. As the opening of the guard cells begins, they absorb the sunlight, and after then they start preparing the food. And after that, as I have told you the reactions also, that how do plants prepare their food: carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll, they give oxygen and glucose. These are the reaction of the photosynthesis. Why photosynthesis is important? As I have told you, to maintain the balance of oxygen and carbon dioxide, and to give they store excess glucose in the form of starch, to give this starch for animals which comes to eat them, and after then they give oxygen for all the heterotrophs or heterotrophic they give all the heterotrophs that oxygen, so we can respire and we can live on the earth. This was autotrophic nutrition. And in the heterotrophic nutrition, I have told you about the living organism which depend on another living organism. There are four types, as I have told you: parasitic, saprophytic, insectivorous, and symbiotic. All the four types as I have explained to you, and finally they come back to the soil. So this was our first chapter. Still, if you are having any doubt in this chapter, please comment in the box that what doubt you are having. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Please subscribe and press the bell icon for getting the latest information from my channel. Thank you very much.